Xabi Alonso is doing something incredible at Chelsea. He's creating an absolute demon in Jamie Gittens. 4 preseason games, 4 goal contributions. How is he doing this? Let's discuss. When Alonso came into Chelsea, everyone thought he was going to place 3 at the back, and especially after the signing of Rodgers, everyone thought Rodgers, Palmer in the 2-10 rows, and then obviously João Pedro up top. But he's not doing that. And that, you could argue, is due to Gittens. Gittens has been brilliant this preseason. Chelsea are obviously playing the 4 at the back. And look at today again. Gittens was causing Archie Gray a lot of problems. You guys saw the first goal that Chelsea scored today. Gittens gets the ball on the left-hand side with a lot of space in front of him. These are the areas that you want Gittens in. He's facing Archie Gray. But this is something that was completely different to last season in terms of when Gittens was obviously facing Archie Gray. He wasn't just facing Archie Gray by himself. He had runners off him. Straight away, as soon as he gets the ball, you can tell he's waiting for Cole Palmer down the left-hand side to make that run in behind. Takes away Archie Gray across, and now he has a bit more space. But not only that, you also saw Hatto from the left-hand side making the underlapping run. He's in those 1v1 situations where then all of a sudden he creates separation. And one thing we know about Gittens, he has a very, very good delivery on him. You could argue he has the second best delivery at Chelsea behind Reece James, and you saw the cross that he put in. Small deflection, we know, but again, it went straight to Estevan and Chelsea equalised, making it 1-1. These are the situations that we just did not see Gittens enough of last season. But another thing that was very, very impressive about Gittens against Spurs was Spurs are obviously a very, very difficult side to face in terms of when you're going to press them. You know how the Xabi sides like to set up a lot of touches in the centre-back goalkeeper area. They're trying to entice you on. And Chelsea were going man-to-man. You saw their midfield pushing on. But Gittens did not fall into that trap. Normally, sometimes you'll see wingers even just try to go towards the centre-back, and sometimes that's not the most ideal situation in terms of that gives the keeper someone to hit on the right-hand side. For example, Archie Gray, when the winger on the left-hand side is obviously pushed towards the centre-back. That weren't the case. Gittens was very, very disciplined with his press. He didn't push in. Even though Chelsea's midfield, as you guys can see on this graphic here, pushed up, you don't see Gittens on this image. He's still sticking to Archie Gray, which was very, very impressive. But you could argue the most impressive thing from Gittens today was when he did have to go, when he did have to get touched at Gray, he done it extremely, extremely well. You guys saw the Danzo red card today. Who you could argue created that instance of play? It was Gittens. Gittens was the one that as soon as Archie Gray got the ball, got touched at him. Archie Gray had to turn, make that pass back. The pass back probably you could argue wasn't the best. João Pedro gets ahead of Danso and wins the red card for Chelsea. That is top work from Gittens, and that is something that you could argue we normally don't associate with young wingers, their defensive work rate. But listen, that's going to be something that Alonso is going to be looking at, and that is something very, very important in terms, especially the way Chelsea press man to man. Everyone has to be on the same wavelength, and Gittens certainly has been for Chelsea during pre-season, and he just offers Chelsea something completely different. For example, a lot of us expect Rodgers to operate in the left zones of the football pitch for Chelsea under Alonso. But Gittens is different from Rodgers in terms of Gittens is a lot more comfortable holding width for Chelsea, taking on his fullback on the outside as well. And you guys saw this instance of play today against Tottenham. He's up against Archie Gray again in this situation. He beats him for pace and he creates separation to obviously put a ball in. This again is top winger work. He's comfortable to play outside the block, which is something you could argue Rodgers is not the best part of his game. Rodgers wants to be in those pockets, operating probably closer to a Cole Palmer. Gittens is completely different, and he gives Xabi Alonso, again, something very, very unique in that Chelsea squad. Now, Gittens was someone that got a lot of hate last season from Chelsea fans, and I'm really hoping Chelsea fans kind of see his qualities. I've seen Gittens from the UEFA Youth League days. I've seen him play for Borussia Dortmund's academy against Manchester United in the UEFA Youth League and deliver one of the most devastating performances I've ever seen. He's scary on his day, and the season before Chelsea signed him, his numbers for Borussia Dortmund, when you're looking at the underlying numbers, was actually really impressive. You guys can see the numbers on the screen here. The dribble numbers, incredible. The progressive carry numbers, incredible. The carry to the final third, incredible. These are Gittens' biggest strengths, and we just didn't see it enough for Chelsea last year. But you guys saw today, there's a lot of positives with how Alonso's building the rotation, you could argue, around him. Hatto underlapping, Palmer overlapping today. Those are the areas and people that you want around Gittens to get the best out of him. And I'm really, really hoping we see more of that this year. He's impressed enough in preseason. Hopefully Chelsea fans don't want him sold now. And let's see how he blossoms into this season, because I'm really, really hopeful that this could be his breakout year properly in English football. In my eyes, he has all the ability to potentially be in the England starting left winger for the next World Cup. Just trust him. Please. I'm telling you guys, there's a player in there. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's see how Gittens does all together.